Magic Diouf was described to me this morning as a marauding monster. I loved it. I thought, what a phrase. I thought he was sensational last night. Well, to be fair, I thought he was actually really poor at the start of the game. And I thought by the end of it, he was the most threatening player on the pitch. I thought he was exceptional. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to turn up today and talk to you about Magic Diouf, which I am going to do, but myself and Gio have already discussed it over on our Patreon player rating. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually just going to cut the segment up and give it to you now so as you can listen to what myself and Gio have had to say about Magic Diouf. And Gio makes a really, really brilliant observation in this clip, which you're about to see, which is really about Kyle Macaulay. And I think, certainly given me a lot of food for thought. Not that that is important at all. What I hope it does is actually give the West Ham ownership a lot of food for thought. Because I think whilst there's a lot that's wrong with, was wrong with Graham Potter at West Ham, so much of it, that the simple things that were fixed almost immediately by Nuno Espirito Santo, clearly some things were right. And it may well be that their first signing of the summer, which was Malick Diouf, was right, and he looks like he's already a hell of a player. I don't know, just something Gio said, just conscious we might be throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Just before I show you that clip, though, on last night's game, when I recorded my video, I hadn't listened to the interview from Nuno, and in many respects, I didn't need to, because what he said he expected and what he got from his West Ham team was what you saw. He spoke about the basics, the simple things. They asked, how much time did you get with the players? How did you manage to get such an uplift in them? He said that the basic things, and you knew what those basic things were. They were that fight, they were that spirit, those things that we'd already discussed. But also he spoke about getting the ball forward more quickly. It really is simple stuff. And we spoke in the last few days about easy wins. And I don't mean in terms of actually winning the football match. I mean little easy uplifts that Nuno could do. And in fact, we discussed it before the new manager had come in at all. Any new manager coming in, how can he make West Ham incrementally better? Well, we discussed it. You can get more energy in the midfield. You can make us better at set pieces. You can play a striker. And you can get the team motivated. And then you can get them fighting. That's 5 things that you could do, and he undoubtedly did it. And that's not even including getting them on the front foot. If every one of those 5 things gives you an extra 5%, your team's 25% better. And I was absolutely delighted with it. I've got to say, I thought it was not that the whole performance was magnificent, but I think incrementally watching them get better as the game went on, and just watching us do those simple things well, made me realise how badly we've been doing this stuff. These simple things that really, as professional footballers, maybe you take that stuff for granted. As fans watching it, you do take it for granted that your team are going to compete. We haven't been doing it, and we did it. I've no doubt there's going to be frustrations with Nuno as we go on, because you're going to get that with any manager. It might be team selections, it might be substitutions, it might be tactical or whatever. But that stuff doesn't matter now. This is not the time for some massive tactical revolution. This is the time for doing that small stuff and getting it right, and getting the best out of the players that you got, and getting the team playing on the front foot, and actually other simple things like getting a team in at half time and having an impactful and effective team talk. I can't even remember the last time I said those words where I've actually thought, or a team's gone in at half time and come out better as a result of it. It's really basic stuff that you just really expect your managers to do, right? We've just not seen it. And I'm really buoyed. Look, it's a point away from home. And, some people might say get carried away. When it's been this dire, when it's been this drab, when it's been this poor for such a long period of time, it's hard not to get carried away just by being grateful for the simple stuff. And that's what I'm talking about. These small margins, I'm grateful for them. I'm pleased. It's uplifted my mood, which is... I'm pleased and I'm grateful for that. The clip I'm going to show you now is from our Patreon player ratings. We do it over on our Patreon channel after every single game. If you like the clip that you're about to watch and you want to watch more of it, then the best thing you can do is join us on Patreon, basically. As I say, it's our 3rd Hammers Chat channel. The link is in the description below. It's patreon.com/Hammers Chat. What do? Well, we basically create additional content and lots of it, not just player ratings. We do previews, we do breakfast shows. We've got lots of different podcasts on there. We've got Babbling Irons. We have got our Overland and Seaward podcast. We do lots of additional videos on there. Myself and Gio do our naked video. We actually talk about stuff other than football as well. We have loads of competitions, loads of giveaways. We give away shirts, we give away tickets, we give away programs, we give away merch. There's prizes, we have prediction competitions. You're automatically entered for that stuff. Basically, we've got 3 separate tiers, and the bottom tier is just £3.60 a month. Now, as you go up to the middle tier and then the top tier is a tenner a month, you basically get more perks and you get more content. But we'd love you to go and check it out. We think it's a great way for everybody to support Hammers Chat. Just the Patreon itself allows us to upload on a daily basis on both channels. Basically, without Patreon, we wouldn't be able to do this as a job. It's that important. Anyway, we'd love you to go and check it out. You can, if you want to, you can go and check out our 7-day free trial, which, as I say, link in the description below. But do remember, if you do the 7-day free trial and you don't want to continue, then make sure you cancel it. Otherwise, it will just roll over onto like a monthly subscription thing. And just to let you know, if you are doing that, then you're not gonna. If you are doing the 7-day free trial, you're not entered into prediction competition, and you can't win stuff on the 7-day free trial. Basically, right. I'm going to play a clip now from our player ratings. I've just pulled my microphone out, but it still seems to be working. And this is where myself and Gio give our scores and our ratings on Magic Diouf.
Also impressed with Diouf.
Yeah, absolutely. He was one of the reasons that I did my disclaimer. He was bad at the start of the game. Again, clearly under instruction to hoof it long. I didn't have a problem with that. I just think it's instruction. But whilst they allowed Areola to just kick it and they didn't press Areola, the rest of the players were pressed, and some of them didn't do particularly well under the press. And to start with, he was one of them. There's some, what I'd go as far as say, awful passing at the start from him. So he made a poor start to the game. I thought defensively he looked shaky. He does this thing where he turns, where he's going forward, and he turns, he crosses his legs over, and I always worry when I see players doing that because it looks like they've been caught up by surprise. But you can actually, this game is almost like a microcosm, I think, of his time and his season. So I've never been under any doubt about Diouf. I think he's going to learn a lot this season. I can see him improving throughout, and that's what happened in this game. He just got better, got settled. I think he's a quick learner, and I think this is why you can see him improving. I think he's clearly got a really, really good footballing brain. He's 20. He's 20. I think his birthday on like New Year's Day or something like that. He's 20. Unbelievable. And I felt all of it got more confident, but I felt that was part of the team as well. The team got more confident. So as I say, as that barrage and that horrendous, almost like after he scored the goal, I felt like the whole team were thinking, oh shit, it's going to be 5-0 or something like that. And when that didn't happen, as I say, they all individually and collectively, they all started to get a little bit more confident, a little bit more positive. And then it just really started to flourish. So sorry, I got it wrong earlier. I said, see, the thing is, Kilman played all game and Summerville didn't. While Summerville was on the pitch, excellent. But at the start, it was just Summerville. Summerville carried a threat. He was the only person in the first half that carried a threat. But as the game went on, Diouf and Summerville started to combine. It started to look competent, and it started to look decent. By the end of it, it was marauding. It was threatening. They had no answer to it. He was so he went from being crap to unplayable. Absolutely unplayable by the end. They would have been sick of the sight of him, to the point where by the end of it, I'm thinking everyone's going to be, Real Madrid are going to be looking at this kid, right? That's how much of an upwards performance it was. The deliveries were outstanding. That run he made, which obviously resulted in the goal, reminded me of Gareth Bale. Just the way it was, the combinations with Summerville. That is a nightmare now for opposition coaches. That left-hand side, I can't believe how quickly it's happened. And by the way, let's be fair. Potter was building that, right, as well. So let's just be fair on that. But looking at that there, if we're going to sit back and we're going to counter-attack and we're going to do that stuff, I thought at times it was frightening. It was a joy to watch as a West Ham fan. fair play to him. I was absolutely delighted. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 because he was absolutely crap at the start of the game, and I'm just factoring that in. Second half, he was like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, listen, I don't understand why. She's still here,
Who?
but I don't understand why we're sacking Kyle Macaulay or potentially sacking Kyle Macaulay. Don't do it. The players he's identified, Diouf, Magassa, Fernandez, and Hermanson to some extent, but I think that's a goalkeeping coach thing. And obviously he's not worked out. But even just Diouf alone, I think that is worth keeping him on just for that one transfer. He's doubled in value already.
Yes, he has. Yes,
He has. If you sold him now, you'd be looking at 40 million for him. And if he continues like this for the rest of the season, you're towards 60. Do not sack the guy that's identified this player. You cannot do it. Keep him. Nuno might not like all these players, but all he has to do is recommend one player every summer that the manager goes, I'm having him, and he turns out to be really good. It's worth it. You will make your money big time on them. And that's not even including Magassa and Fernandez as well. But just for the signing of Diouf alone, I'd if I was in that boardroom, I'd be saying you do not sack that guy. And also, if Potter gets another job and he comes from Macaulay, you'll get your money back of £1 million quid for him to buy him out his contract. Potter will come for him, and we know that. Keep him. I think it would be a really dumb move from this club to get rid of Kyle Macaulay at this point. It would be really, really stupid. One of our best players so far, our most threatening player so far. Like you said, he's 20. He's fantastic. This is what we look at other clubs and go, who's identifying these players? Why can't we have? We've got one of them now. He's here. Do not get rid of him. Do not get rid of him. It's not his fault that Palacios can set up to defend corners, right? Kyle Macaulay has done his job. Leave him be. Do not dismiss this guy. Do not dismiss him. I think it's mad that you would sign players in July and by September you decide to sack the guy in charge of transfers already. But regardless, there's already 2 months isn't long enough, but it's long enough to see that Diouf's going to be a talented player. Leave him be.
It's just Sullivan. It's just Sullivan.
It is, but he needs to just.
Yeah, he won't. But go on. Sorry. Tell us about
stupid.
Tell us about Diouf.
I thought he struggled at the start. I thought Ndiaye was causing him a bit of bother. I still hold him largely responsible for the goal. When I was doing the watch along, and I said, Diouf's marking Keane at corners. So a few people saying, no, he's not. Well, anyway, I've gone and checked. Sorry, that is 100% Diouf marking Keane at the corner, right? There's no other thing. That's the goal. That's the corner that led to the goal, right? That is Diouf marking Keane. When the ball gets punched out,
he's how big his bicep is.
But he's there. The ball gets cleared out. Diouf sort of half follows him. You can see him looking, and Keane's not far from him, and he sort of goes towards him. But as the ball goes to James Garner, Diouf turns and looks at the ball, and Keane's there. So Diouf's now looking at the ball over there, and Keane's that way. So Keane just comes running past him. Bang, header, goal. Then you can see Diouf a bit like, oh, bugger. I was ball watching. I completely switched off. It's good movement. It's good movement by Keane. But that'll come for Diouf. That's just a young player that's just made a bit of a mistake. It's not the end of the world. However, in the second half, I thought he was excellent. It's not often, I think, get the ball to our left back, but that is what I'm thinking at the minute. He is one of our biggest threats going forward. And if you can get both wingers and your striker and one of your central midfielders producing as well, you will get goals. Not many teams in the league, well, actually, it's just like quite a few teams in the league, will get assists and possibly even goals from their full-backs. We've got to make sure we're doing that. We had it years ago with Creswell and Soufal. They were both in the top 5 for assists. I don't think we're going to get it from the right back when it's Wan-Bissaka or Walker Peters. I don't think either of them are going to. I think they might get 3 assists at each. Diouf could get double figures. Like, that is outrageous. Do you know how wild that is for a fullback to potentially get double figures?
Did that count as one last night?
I'm not sure officially. I hope it does, but it's one of them, isn't it? Yeah. Defender gets quite a big flick on. I think sometimes it comes down to the intent. And I don't think his intention was to pick out Jared Bowen. I think his intention was to pick out Fulkrug, and it was flicked away. So
that wasn't his best stat. That was his, almost in many respects, his 4th best cross.
Yeah. But this is what I like about him. Put him in a danger area, cause a bit of uncertainty, and you never know where the ball's going to land. And by the end of the game, I was just wanting to see us get the ball down the left-hand side to him. And a couple of times he put the burners on. He's rapid when he's off the ball and gets running. He's quick. For the goal, Tarkowski had a 10-yard head start on him. He was 5 yards behind him when he crossed it. It wasn't even that much pitch. He's just rapid. I love him. I'm going to give him a 7. Good performance, like you said. From the goal onwards, he might have got an 8 or a 9, but because of the first 15, 20 minutes of that game, he wasn't great, and he looked a little bit nervous maybe, but you're allowed. At that age, it's fine. Not an issue. Moving into midfield, and let's start with the one at the bottom of the midfield, Magassa.